Things are a bit different for now, but the Madison County Health Department wants you to know our clinics are still here to serve you in any way we can during the COVID-19 pandemic. Here are the current clinic days and hours of operation. Some visits can be completed off-site over the phone, so your first step is to call ahead. If you do need to come to the clinic in person, you'll notice we have a new doorbell for your use. One of our friendly staff will acknowledge your presence and we will send someone out to serve you in your vehicle at curbside. If it is determined you need to come into the clinic for some services, we'll have hand sanitizer and a mask waiting for you in the foyer. You must put on a mask and use the hand sanitizer before entering the lobby area. Thank you for helping us ensure your safety and ours while we continue our mission to protect, promote, and improve the health of our community.
It's not obvious that someone is at higher risk of severe illness from COVID-19. People of all ages can have underlying medical conditions. You can't always see when people are more vulnerable because of cancer treatment, bone marrow or organ transplantation, immune deficiencies, HIV or AIDS, or from prolonged use of medications that weaken the immune system. You can't see that people have diabetes, chronic kidney disease, liver disease, or asthma. People in high-risk groups will not always be at home or isolated from the public. So please, wear a cloth face covering to slow the spread of COVID-19 and help reduce risk to others. Be aware, be considerate. Thank you.
Madison County Live is brought to you in part by the Madison County Health Department, protecting, promoting, and improving the health of our community. The all-new Chevy Silverado, now available at Jack Burford Chevrolet and always available at jackburford.com. And by Twine Market and Design on 3rd Street in Richmond. And by kymedia.net, digital media services from top-of-the-line video production to live streaming services. Enjoy the show. Colleen, welcome to Madison County Live, official promo intro to the show for tonight.
Wow. There's so much happening with that.
Happy weekend, everybody.
Happy weekend. We're so happy to be with you this evening. Randy, what do we have coming up on tonight's show?
Man, we have got Kelley McBride with the Madison County Health Department. She's going to talk about their 90th anniversary and some other important information from the department. And we have special guest Jeff Richey talking about the 2nd annual Electric Berea event coming up August the 22nd. We have a recap of good news and original good news, quilts, and cats.
I can't wait.
I know, you got to stay tuned for that. And Scott Anderson food numbers. You're going to give us information on that. We have some video from the Richmond Center Music Series featuring Boogie G and the Titanics. Look at you. You dancing a little?
That was my contribution to that.
And we wrap it up with the official weekly Cain Pole fishing report, all coming up next. So you don't want to leave. Don't leave. Stay there. Stay there.
Let's do it.
You're watching Madison County Live. Welcome to the show, everybody. Happy weekend.
Happy weekend, everyone. We're so happy to be here with you tonight, Randy. I'm so excited to see you. It's been so long.
I know. Since yesterday. Happy weekend. Happy weekend.
Randy is happy that it is Saturday night and we are happy to be here. So, Randy, how was your week?
It was
Tell us about it.
fantastic. It's a little chilly.
It's not chilly. It has felt great.
Good morning, Madison County weather person, Colleen Spencer, because she said it was going to be chilly, and she was right.
He's blaming me for the weather forecast and for the sunset. We're getting, the days are getting shorter, and apparently that is also my fault.
But it's warming up this week.
It is warming up this week for sure, and that humidity is coming back. So Randy is already getting excited for that. Well, hey, we have some good news to share with folks tonight. Are you ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Great things have happened in Madison County this week. The Madison County homemakers donated lap quilts to Baptist Health Richmond, and that is for the patients receiving care in the cancer care center. Mm-hmm. The beautiful quilts are handmade. Look at those, Randy. Aren't they nice?
It's fantastic. I could use one of those this week. Spread across my legs with the cold weather sitting in.
They are just beautiful and made with love, and they are there to provide just a little coziness, a little more comfort during their stay and during their treatments at Baptist. So we thought that was so nice. Thank you so much to the Madison County homemakers for providing those to Baptist Health Richmond. Really great job there. We also had, and my notes just went completely off screen there. Baldwin Farms stopped by Liberty Place Recovery Center for Women this week, and they donated a beautiful assortment of fruits and veggies, which then got turned into a delicious dinner. Both organizations, as you know, Randy, make such a difference, and it's so nice to see partnerships like that, both Baldwin Farms and Liberty Place coming together. And, just little, it's just the little things, right, Randy?
Yeah, it's the little good things. Yeah.
It's the little things that make such a difference, especially during that time. So, yes, there's Randy's
goes along with my philosophy.
Speaking of delicious goodies, Randy, this week Morning Point Richmond, they have been hard at work using their raised garden beds that were provided by Sustainable Berea. Don't they look great?
That makes me hungry.
I know. So Sustainable Berea provided raised garden beds for Morning Point Richmond, and then the Madison County Conservation District provided some of the veggies. They have been hard at work harvesting, and look at those. Don't they look fantastic?
Yep, they do.
And just a nice way.
And are you going to use this as a segue into other food items, maybe?
Well, I'll be happy to if that's...
Oh, I'm sorry. I stepped all over.
If that's where you would like me to go next. Usually, I'm not planning ahead halfway through a sentence, but if that's where we need to go...
Don't mind me. I'll be back.
Randy's on it tonight.
I'll be back.
Randy's worried that I don't have a prompter, but we're going to be okay, Randy. We're going to go through.
Sorry, it's the delay. It's freaking me out.
It is. It's the delay for sure. So, yes. Would you like us to talk food numbers, Randy?
That would be great. Are you going to talk food numbers?
I would love to. Folks, if you are just now joining in, we've had the opportunity to share the number of meals that have been provided in Madison County through Madison County's food services throughout the summer. Every single week, we're amazed. We just are just so proud and grateful for what Scott Anderson and the entire team is doing at Madison County Food Services. So he gave us a very special update for tonight, Randy. Are you ready?
I'm ready. What are the numbers? Drum roll.
This is a big, big drum roll for sure. They have just wrapped up their summer season. The total number of meals served. Folks, this is from March 16th through July 31st.
Wow.
1,229,310 meals were provided to the children in Madison County this summer.
I thought that was a typo. Holy smokes.
No, that is not a typo. It is just phenomenal.
Wow.
So thank you so much, so very much to Madison County Food Service. Your work this summer has just been exceptional under such difficult circumstances.
And
Randy,
ongoing too.
And ongoing, absolutely. $76,000 worth of produce was spent with the local farmers in July alone. So not only are they providing meals to the families here in Madison County, but they were utilizing local farmers, local resources to be able to do so.
Wow.
So just exceptional work.
And I know and thanks to Scott, that, I had a little part in this. You know that, right?
If it was, yes. I bet it was little. What was it?
I ate some of that food.
Well, you did. Thank you for being. Thank you for being a consumer. For anyone that wasn't familiar, this program was provided to children 18 and under.
I know.
However, they did allow Randy to come visit.
I snuck in the back.
You came in. You came in for a planned visit.
Literally, I came in the back.
Using all of the precautions, and they allowed you to sample one of their meals that week. And so that was very nice.
Thank you.
So yes, Randy's contribution is typically he will gladly taste your food. That is,
it's my commitment.
That is your commitment to Madison County. Sure is. But again, thanks so much to Madison County Food Service for everyone involved that it took to complete that monumental task this summer, and then obviously looking forward to a challenge year ahead.
I did want to mention also, speaking of food, this Oreo cat that sleeps in flowers. That was a huge story we did.
It was a big story for sure. You know what the best thing about that story was? That story was thanks to Sweet Molly. Sweet Molly and her kitten Oreo.
That was crazy.
And yes, Oreo found special shade and solace in their family's flower.
Molly, can you respond, you or Melinda? Like, did you show Oreo the show? If you could take a picture of Oreo watching her segment,
watching the show
to our Facebook page, I think that'd be great.
We'd love to see that. Thank you to Sweet Molly and Melinda and Oreo.
That's right.
A sweet, sweet story for sure.
Hey, speaking of more good news and very informational and timely, we had Kelley McBride on talking about how old the Madison County Health Department is. Can you believe they've been around this long? So we had Kelley on to talk about it, and of course some very important other information from the Madison County Health Department.
All right, let's hear from Kelley. Welcome back, everyone. We are so pleased to have Kelley McBride with the Madison County Health Department joining us this evening. Kelley, thanks so much for being here.
Well, thank you, Colleen and Randy, for always having us. We appreciate you all and what you do.
Well, we appreciate you as well. And speaking of appreciation, Kelley, I know the Madison County Health Department is getting ready to celebrate quite a big birthday. Would you like to tell us about that?
Absolutely. We are reaching the milestone of 90 years serving Madison County and the surrounding area. So I'm the newbie. I have been with the health department less than a year, and I get to be the person to say, hey, look at all the great things that we've done. So that it was a monumental task, and in the middle of a pandemic, we are not going to be able to celebrate in the fine fashion that I had once envisioned.
Right.
But we do want to recognize that milestone. And I want to thank all three of our governments in Madison County Fiscal Court, City of Berea, and City of Richmond for helping us mark those occasions.
Wow. 90 years, Kelley. 90
Yes.
years. That's incredible.
Yes. All three governments made a proclamation
Cool.
for August the 13th
Cool.
to be Madison County Health Department Day. So we're very grateful to mark that milestone. But as I mentioned, other things that are happening around us are not to be celebrated.
Sure.
We have a rise in the number of COVID cases in Madison County. It took us a while to reach 500.
Mm-hmm.
And now we are rapidly moving past 700 very, very shortly. So now all those cases are, not all those people are hospitalized or recovering.
Sure.
We have had one person who passed away. So that was a tragic loss for our community, and we pray that we don't lose anybody else. There are hundreds of cases that are recovering at home. So that is good news. However, the increase in the case count is disturbing. Our epidemiology team, in speaking to them, a comment that was made, I thought was very important. We all want normalcy back in our lives, but nothing about this is normal.
Sure.
So we are at a level that they consider it community spread. So we can't say, oh, there's a hot spot here, there's a hot spot there. Just consider COVID-19 being everywhere and act accordingly.
Right.
So in our 90 years of service, in that history, there's been a rich history of the community and the health department working together. So we are continuing to ask people to take this pandemic very seriously. It's not going away anytime soon. And to please take a personal responsibility in keeping yourself, your family, your friends, your neighbors, and your coworkers safe.
Right. And the best way to do that, Kelley, and I know exactly what you're going to say.
But we want to hear it.
Go ahead, Brenda.
Especially at this time.
Well,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, wash your hands often and thoroughly. Keep surfaces clean.
Right.
Keep that social distance or that physical distance of 6 feet between you and someone else in a public area. Wear a mask over your nose and under your chin.
Yes.
When as appropriate in a public setting. Avoid large crowds, avoid large gatherings. Stay home as much as you possibly can.
Right.
And, be aware when you're around other people at work or that you just need, if it's hard to keep that 6 foot distance, you need to wear a mask.
Right.
So, Mask Up Kentucky is launching. The governor and the state are reminding all of us to wear a mask, and that's very, very important. But it's also important to know that with community spread, there are contacts out there. So we've got hundreds of cases, but then there are going to be contacts. So more than likely, and as important as it is to continue with those precautions and those measures that we have given to people, it's important to know what to do, because more than likely you're going to be a contact. So if you are, if someone reaches out to you to say, I have tested positive for COVID-19, you are considered a contact. You will probably be getting a call from the contact tracers in Madison County. And they are not trying to get any kind of personal information. They want to know about your health and well-being and who you've been around.
Right.
It is not judgmental. They want to provide people with information to help them stay healthy, and for the people that they've been in contact with to stay healthy. So if you are sick or showing symptoms, you need to isolate, and you need to contact your physician, your primary care physician, and seek medical help. And then you will need to follow the procedures to isolate yourself from anyone else. So our website, the cdc.gov website, has fabulous information. The Kentucky State website, which I know you'll be sharing in graphic. Those are great resources as well. So if you are a contact, you need to quarantine. And the rule of thumb is 14 days. That's not a magic number. It could be less, it could be more. But the incubation time for COVID-19 is several days. So, we really need to have people quarantine. And I think people feel like they're feeling better and they go back to their normal activities. So something else the contact tracers can provide to you is that information on the guidance on when to quarantine and when to come out of quarantine. So we want to follow physicians' orders explicitly on this so we don't spread COVID-19 to anyone else.
Right, exactly right. And you know what? Speaking of wearing your mask, and you were talking about that, I see so many people wearing them below their nose. I just want to go up and go. But I know I can't do that.
Right. Well, we're counting on people to observe that about themselves. And that's exactly right. Wear the mask above the nose and below the chin. That's a good idea. Moving from 500 to 700 is a big jump.
It's a big jump.
So we need people to take this seriously and cooperate with the contact tracers. And in moving on to other things that we are doing with the health department, COVID-19, of course, is our big focus. Our community education team continues to provide great information, some first aid training, which would be Stop the Bleed training, is going to be held at Safety City. Now, it will be in person, but it will be with all COVID-19 precautions taken. There will be socially distanced. And this will be on Tuesday, August the 18th at Safety City from 1 to 2:30. And all the details are on our Facebook page.
Okay, great.
So just wanted to remind people of that.
Right. And of course, for more information, Kelley, everybody can go to your Facebook page, the website. All that information is there.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for letting me take the time to give out this important information.
Not a problem.
Kelley, I think the information is not only important, but I think it's so important for us to thank you for being here and for sharing that. I think that the news that you have to share is difficult, but the way that the Madison County Health Department is leading during this time and the way that they've led over the past 90 years is so incredibly valuable. And we thank you for your time and we thank you for your service.
I appreciate your kind words. And I will say our epidemiology team are the ones who are on the front lines working hard. Everybody is under stress throughout the whole community. But in our organization, they are on the front lines working really hard. And I feel like I'm doing my part, but they're the ones that are carrying the big load right now.
Thank you so much, Kelley. Folks, we'll be right back.
Madison County Live is brought to you in part by the Madison County Health Department, protecting, promoting, and improving the health of our community. The all-new Chevy Silverado, now available at Jack Burford Chevrolet and always available at jackburford.com. And by Twine Market and Design on 3rd Street in Richmond. And by kymedia.net, digital media services from top-of-the-line video production to live streaming services. Now back to the show.
Thank you very much to Kelley McBride and the entire team at the Madison County Health Department celebrating 90 years of service, Randy, here in Madison County.
They do a fantastic job. Thanks to
They
everyone.
sure. Speaking of doing a fantastic job, Randy, do you have a little boogie music?
Yes, we
Share with us?
do. Courtesy of Randy Westbrook, and who's doing a good job out there at the Richmond Center Summer Concert Series, sponsored by Robin's Law Office. I've got some video that we're going to show now of Boogie G and the Titanics.
Coast to coast, easy get anywhere. On my transcontinental overload, slide behind the wheel. I must feel there's no destination that's too far. I'm right down the way. You might find out who you are. Living in America. Come on, y'all. Station to station, living in America. And across the nation, living in America. This is another celebration.
And we also have a special guest that was also been there performing at the Summer Concert Series, Jeff Richey and the Jeff Richey Experience. And he's talking about the Electric Berea event coming up August the 22nd. So he came on the show and talked to us about that event.
Let's hear from Jeff.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Madison County Live with me and Colleen and special guest, one of the organizers with Electric Berea, Jeff Richey. So Jeff, welcome to the show, and we're pretty much going to let you go and tell us what's going on in Berea.
Well, first of all, thanks very much for having me on and spending a little bit of time helping folks understand what's going on August 22nd. Really appreciate that support. Electric Berea is putting on its second annual band showcase, which the first annual was May of 2019. And the purpose of these events, the purpose of any Electric Berea event, this will be our third, is to provide an opportunity for both local musicians here in Madison County and the surrounding area to perform here in Madison County, and also, of course, for the community to hear the musicians who are their neighbors here in Madison County in their home area. And the reason I think that's an important mission is because a lot of the musicians in this area don't get heard locally. They have to go to Lexington or Louisville or Cincinnati or Knoxville or else to find performance opportunities. And while don't want to discourage folks from finding work, we also want to make sure that people know that right next door to them is a phenomenal array of diverse musical talent. And so that is why we would do any of these events. But in this particular case, we had originally scheduled the second annual for May of 2020, right. And I think we all know that didn't happen, along with a lot of other things that were planned for the spring due to COVID-19. And so we deliberated, watched and waited, and talked with folks in Frankfurt, particularly recently, about whether and how such an event could even go on. And we're very aware that many people continue to be very cautious, probably rightly so, about the risk of infection. And we respect the decision made by other organizations in our area and other festivals and so forth to cancel completely their series. But we also looked at the example of some other organizations like the Richmond Area Arts Council, which has made a decision to sort of navigate a middle path. Instead of canceling its summer music series completely or proceeding as if there was no health emergency, which is also not wise, they decided to go forward with a pretty clear public understanding and expectation about wearing masks, social distancing, etc., keeping the events outdoors, and we've decided to follow suit. And so we hope that on August 22nd, when this event occurs from 2 to 8 at the Spotlight Playhouse parking lot in Berea, that folks will understand and respect and follow those rules. That is the only way that we're going to get to continue in the short term to enjoy these kinds of local musical events. And from our point of view, we can still have some nice things,
Right.
even in the COVID-19 era, but it's absolutely dependent upon whether folks care enough about those nice things to follow the simple rules that have been put out there. And so we hope that people will comply. There's not much more we can do than put those expectations out there. And so we hope people will respond.
Right. So, Jeff, what are the rules exactly? What are you going by for your event on August 22nd?
Well, there'll be 3 areas. First of all, it's a kind of a massive parking lot, so there's a lot of outdoor space.
Right.
This is at the Spotlight Playhouse, which is just off of Highway 25, which in Berea we call Richmond Road. And so there'll be 3 areas within that parking lot. There'll be the stage area, there'll be an audience area, and there'll be a food vendor area. We'll have 2 food trucks, Barnyard Grub and The Local, both vending food. Admission to the event, by the way, is free. The food will not be free, but everything else. And we're going to create buffer zones between all 3 of those areas. So first of all, we're going to try to keep those areas distinct from each other. So unfortunately, no stage diving or mosh pits or anything like that.
Crowd surfing or anything like that.
Right, not this time. But the other issue is we're asking everybody to wear masks, in the audience at least, and certainly the food servers.
Sure.
And we're asking folks to observe social distancing. So we're going to arrange the food trucks so that lines can form that are well apart from the audience area or the stage area. And we're going to indicate, just as restaurants have done all over the country and the world, where safe spacing would occur. So we're going to lay things out physically in a way that we hope makes it clear. And we're going to reiterate those messages from the stage continuously. We'll have a different band on every hour on the hour from 2 through 8 p.m. And so we're going to use those intervals between performances to remind folks of not only what they need to do, but why they need to do it. Local live music is a treasure and is also a bit of an endangered species.
Sure.
And so we need to make sure that people respond to what we've set up for them appropriately. But that's our plan, Randy.
Okay, excellent. So, Colleen, it looks like you have a question. Whenever she puts on her glasses, that means she has a question, Jeff.
Well, I do have a question. You also have. I have a furry audience member that is very excited to hear more about this. So, Jeff, tell us some of the bands that will be featured at this special event.
Right.
Sure. Well, we've tried to, as we always do, operate with 2 criteria. One is local, meaning Madison County or the surrounding area, and the other is diverse. To backtrack for a second, one of the other things that makes Electric Berea a little different, and it's expressed in the name, is we have a bias towards amplified music. Not there's anything wrong with acoustic music or mixing acoustic and electric instrumentation, but we find that it's a lot easier around here to hear purely acoustic music than other kinds of music, at least in a public setting. And so we want to compensate for that by creating special opportunities. So all the bands we've chosen fit into those criteria. So the Sparrowhawks from Jackson County, from McKee, great family-based kind of folk rock sort of band. So people who are fans of 60s and 70s kind of folk rock and soft rock type stuff I think will hear familiar tunes and enjoy, and they just give a great performance. They're just a wonderfully warm group of folks. The Tussie Pena Trio, some folks may know Julie and Gary Tussie have a local radio show, and Julie also has a TV program.
Right.
They are paired with a guitarist named Jesse Pena, and they do blues and standards and that kind of stuff. So we're excited about that. Blind Ricky, which is has members from a broad area, but concentrated its membership here in Madison County. I like to describe them as not your granddaddy's bluegrass band. They come from a bluegrass point of origin, but they've stepped on beyond that.
Cool.
And so they're really exciting to hear. I could go on. We were halfway through the lineup, but I don't know if that's all you needed or not.
Well, and of course we want to tell everybody where to get this information to, Jeff. So where do they go to find out the times, the dates, and the lineup that's going to be there?
Well, the best place to find all the information would be on Facebook. And even if you're not on Facebook, you can access the Electric Berea page because it's public, it's not private. So okay. Facebook.com/Electric Berea.
Sure.
And all the information is there.
All right. Well, that's fantastic.
There's also been publicity. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say there's posters around town, and there's publicity through WEKU, okay. WBON, and the Richmond Register as well. And of course, you're helping us out, so we very much appreciate that.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. And that is August the 22nd from 2 to 8, correct?
2 to 8. Free admission, all ages. Bring your mask. Bring a chair. Actually, all over the country, people have started to do drive-in concerts.
Yep.
And there's certainly enough room in that lot for people to do that. In fact, last spring when we held the first event, we noticed that some people were doing that anyway. Sure. So that's another option for folks.
Cool. All right. Well, Jeff, check it out, people. Visit their Facebook page. Like he said, it's public. Bring your mask, social distance. Eat some great food, listen to some great music Saturday, August the 22nd.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you. And folks, we'll be right back after this. And Colleen, I hear Petey, so you might need to address her.
She has never been more excited about an event. Thanks for joining us.
Madison County Live is brought to you in part by the Madison County Health Department, protecting, promoting, and improving the health of our community. The all-new Chevy Silverado, now available at Jack Burford Chevrolet and always available at jackburford.com. And by Twine Market and Design on 3rd Street in Richmond. And by kymedia.net. Digital media services from top-of-the-line video production to live streaming services. Now back to the show.
Jeff is a great interview, and for more information, make sure you visit their Facebook page, Electric Berea. He said it was a public group, so go out and get more information, good food, good music, while maintaining social distancing and wearing your face coverings. And let's treat everybody how you want to be treated. Be safe out there so we can have nice things, just like Jeff said.
That is so true, Randy. And for more information on the event itself, there is a special event page. If you go to Electric Berea, 2nd Annual Band Showcase and Block Party, you'll have all that information there as well.
Yep, that's right. Colleen, you know, this has been the best show I think we've done this weekend.
It certainly has. Thank you so much to our guests this week, to Jeff Richey and Kelley McBride for joining us this evening. And thanks to you all for continuing to send your good news events. It's always a pleasure to be here with you every Saturday night and then every morning
on Sunday. At 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. And then every morning for Good Morning Madison County Live at 6:30 a.m. You could wake up with Colleen and Randy.
Yes, that's true. And it's a pleasure to be able to do so. Special thanks to the Madison County Health Department for giving us the opportunity to be with you here
every Saturday. Night. And you know what? Call the health department and say, we appreciate everything you all do. We just appreciate what you do.
That's right. A call or a note of appreciation goes a long way.
Thank them on their Facebook page, too. Just thank them. Say, hey,
Absolutely.
I appreciate you all and thank you all because a lot of that stuff no one sees.
That is so true. That's a great point, Randy. That's a great point.
Yep.
All right, folks. We hope you have a wonderful weekend. Mask up. Stay safe.
That's right.
Spread some love and kindness.
That's right.
Right, Randy?
Happy weekend. Be kind.
Happy.
And you know what? You forgot, didn't you? You forgot.
Treat others how you'd like to be treated.
Yeah.
I will never forget, Randy. Folks, thanks for joining us. We will see you here next Saturday night, and
That's right.
it's 6:30 a.m.
I know. Monday morning. You also forgot again, too, didn't you? Now, what do we always end the show?
I did not forget. Actually, usually you forget. Occasionally.
Me? More?
Sometimes that happens. Folks, it's time to go fishing. Let's roll the Cain Full Fishing Report. Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye.
I love your top today.
Thank you.
It's now a good time to tell everybody you have changed that pillow behind you 3 times. You knew I was going to mention it.
It's a great time. Have a great weekend.
And if you need an interior designer, call this gal right here. Wait a minute. Right there. You can yell at me later.
Oh, I will be.
Madison County Live is brought to you in part by the Madison County Health Department, protecting, promoting, and improving the health of our community. The all-new Chevy Silverado, now available at Jack Burford Chevrolet and always available at jackburford.com. And by Twine Market and Design on 3rd Street in Richmond. And by kymedia.net, digital media services from top-of-the-line video production to live streaming services. Thanks for watching the show. Oh, there he is! There he is! Nice! Richey, go get it.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There you go, say nice! The weekly Kentucky Fish and Wildlife Fishing Report, brought to you by the Cain Pole in Southern Hills Plaza.
This is Marcy Anderson with the Fishing Report for Southeast Kentucky. The dog days of summer are starting to kick in and it has slowed down the bite. Water temperatures are running in the mid to upper 80s on the area lakes and reservoirs. On Laurel River Lake, anglers have been having success picking up walleye in the mid portion of the lake on deep diving crankbaits or trolling nightcrawler rigs around 15 to 20 feet deep. Oxygen levels are good down to 20 feet in the midsection of the lake but start to drop off after that depth. Laurel can also be good for bluegill in the summertime using crickets and mealworms. On Dale Hollow, anglers are doing well catching walleye by trolling night crawlers on flats in 25 to 30 feet of water. Smallmouth bass are being picked up at night on main lake points using jigs and soft plastics in 25 feet of water. Anglers targeting brush on the main lake in 15 to 25 feet of water have been picking up largemouth bass using soft plastics. On Lake Cumberland, the black bass bite has been hit or miss as of late. Some nice striped bass are still being picked up in the early morning hours, but the bite has slowed down. We're hearing some reports of nice catfish being caught in the upper part of the lake using night crawlers. Also, there is some work being done on the railroad bridge around Burnside that will be occurring from Monday through Thursday over the next few weeks. The channel around the bridge will be reduced and it will be a no-wake, idle speed only area while the work is being completed. So as always, good luck and stay safe out on the water.
Get notified for all of your good news through our Facebook page or YouTube channel. Just search Madison County Live. While you're there, be sure to hit that follow button right under our cover photo and select See Us First so you can get notified when we put up a new post or video. Thank you for supporting Madison County Live and Good News. We produce, promote, and share happy. Watch Madison County Live premieres on Facebook and YouTube every Saturday evening at 8 o'clock with replays at 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. on Sundays on Facebook. And of course, always throughout the week on the Madison County Live Facebook page.
It's not obvious that someone is at higher risk of severe illness from COVID-19. People of all ages can have underlying medical conditions. You can't always see when people are more vulnerable because of cancer treatment, bone marrow or organ transplantation, immune deficiencies, HIV or AIDS, or from prolonged use of medications that weaken the immune system. You can't see that people have diabetes, chronic kidney disease, liver disease, or asthma. People in high-risk groups will not always be at home or isolated from the public. So please, wear a cloth face covering to slow the spread of COVID-19 and help reduce risk to others. Be aware, be considerate. Thank you.